One of the rules for the MESA West is placing the 2 ball at the back of the rack. 1 on the top, 9 in the middle, 2 in the back, all the rest don't matter, no pattern racking. Tyler wires the 1 ball into the side pocket, but at this point he's left hooked behind the 5 ball, sorry. So he'll push out. He's looking at trying to spin off 2 rails, but decided to push out anyway, so he pushes to the top rail to try and take away a good shot from Joey Chin. Joey's back at the table. Joey played the safety, but tried to avoid the 6 going up table. Ran into it, but still left the 2 ball protected on the bottom rail.
Sal and Phil Carranza, and Sal Butera. Table 6. Sal goes to 9, Phil goes to 7,
Tyler was hoping to hide the cue ball between the 4 and the 5, but the cue ball leaked out, left the 2 ball straight into the corner pocket at this point. Seems like the cue ball skid on him, which is the reason for that miss. He almost got lucky into the side pocket, but the the 4 ball hit the corner of the pocket and jumped out. Tyler's looking at either playing a safe or comboing the 4 ball to the 5 ball. Play safe, sticking the cue ball behind that 5. Joey's real fast on the trigger. Hits the floor. Tyler might try and stick the cue ball behind the 5 again. Just like that. The closer he gets to the 5, he takes away both the kicks and the jumps away from Joey. Joey's looking to spin off the long rail into the 4, but even if he hits it, that may leave the 4 in the open where Tyler can hit it in. This is a game of chess, ladies and gentlemen. We're back to a similar position where the 4 was. Now Tyler has the option of hitting that 5 ball in off the 4. Or, again, trying to stick the cue ball behind the 5 ball. Unfortunately, he hit it long, which caused the cue ball to scratch in the top corner pocket, leaving Joe with ball in hand on the 4 ball. And Phil's back in the booth with me. Hi, Phil.
Hello. Thought I was going to play, but I guess you're holding off on my match for a little bit.
Joey's a fast, natural player. He doesn't take much time to assess the table. He goes with his gut instinct, hits the balls. Sometimes makes him coming out smelling like roses, and sometimes he pays the price for every one of those mistakes. With that, the score is 2-2.
Steve Akins, table 14. Ken Johnson, Steve Akins, table 14. Steve goes to 8, Ken goes to 7. Number to rack.
Yes, go for it.
Tyler wants to bounce off that top rail to make the 2 into the side and float down towards the 4. Unfortunately, it seems like he got a bit too straight and might run into the 5, so he's going to try and come past the 5 and 9 ball. Did that. What he's looking at now is, can he hold the cue ball off the rail in order to make the 5 into the same pocket, or spin around it, or even stop it there, or run into the 5 in order to make the 5 up table. If he can't stop the cue ball, he'll try and spin into the 5. That's what he did. He ran into the 5 to give himself a shot, but came a little bit short for the side pocket. It's makeable, but he'd probably want to play safe on this one.
You almost can do a two-way shot if your speed is good. Play for the bank and then play for the cue ball behind the 9.
And as we've seen earlier, speed on this table seems to be tricky. The table plays fast. Players have been overplaying their shots, as is the case here. He might have left Joey with a shot on that 5 ball.
He did. And the good thing is for Joey, all he has to do is make the 5. He should have a shot on the 6. Oh, he overcut that.
Question is, Is Tyler going to sneak that 5 past the 6, which might spit the 6 out of that pocket, or try for the combo, which might marry the 5 to the 8 ball? So he has to hit it with a bit of speed. He can't just float it in there. If he does, he might not like what he ends up with a 6. That's exactly it. So he hit it with a bit of speed. So even though he hit the 6 out of the pocket, at least he gives himself a chance to make it. It's not married to the 8 on the bottom rail.
Damien and Ramin, table 15. Damien and Ramin, table 15.
Very nice shot on that 6 ball. He left himself the perfect angle to just make the 7, float down for that 8. Tyler takes his time to see exactly where he wants to stop the cue ball to get to that 8.
Yeah, you don't want to leave yourself on the rail and leave yourself straight in on the 8. You want to make sure you have some angle.
Do you want your seat back for a minute and I'll go take photos, or?
It's up to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me go take a couple of photos while they're playing.
Tough rack here. He's got the problem with the 2-5 and also the 3-6. So looking where to push out from here. Kick it 2 rails. A little bit off on the speed, and Joey does have a shot. I don't know how aggressive Joey wants to be here with a 2-5. He can draw above it. I think Tyler's looking to play safe behind the 3 and 6. No, he just opted to go for the cut. Put that 5 ball right back to where it was. Good shot by Tyler. Almost frozen on that 3 ball. Takes away a lot of the kicking angles.
Please remember, if you order food, don't leave the bar. You are almost your order ready.
Ball in hand for Tyler. Trying to come just above the side pocket, I believe. Unfortunately, scratched in the side. Joey's got ball in hand. Can eliminate this 3 ball, which was a problem right away, and has a pretty good opportunity to tie this game back up, or tie the score back up to 3 apiece. Look to play the 5 in the side pocket. Nice angle, come 2 rails, back for the 9. We are knotted up at 3 apiece. Some scores around the room. Oscar Dominguez leading Juan Ramirez 5-2. Cole Gibbons on the hill against Melissa Shabizi 8-7. Mike Samiano leading Francis Ruderia at the score of 5-2. Kansas Rose and Kevin May. Kevin May leading 5-4. Salbuteri leading Philip Carranza, score of 4-2. Jonathan Albay ahead of Jason Piao, 4-3. Justin Marks leading Bobby Yamasaki, 5-4. Don McClelland over Edwin Assistant, 7-3. Sai Nakashima, 6-4 over Mike Rogers. Mike Gadame and Chris Daly. Mike leading 6-5. Chris Adam 7-2 over Bo Rennigan. Chris Byers 5-4 over Paul Ewing. Ken Johnson leads Steve Eakins 3-1. Ramin Bakhtiari 2-1 over Damian Rebman. Emir Shoshan on the hill 8-7 over Art DeLeon. Bob Deplache and Spencer Ladden knotted up at 2 apiece. Mike Robinson leads Tony Castro 5-4.
It's 6-2 me. It's that's not it.
Foch Garcia is down 6-7 against Bob Jocks. And Steve Strange leads 7-4 over Kelly Darmody. Update on Bob Deplache and Spencer Ladden. It appears to be a tablet malfunction. Spencer is actually up 6-2. Looks like Tyler took his break.
I'm back. This is Ashi. Hi, thank you. Maybe I can give you a quick update of the players on the other tables.
just did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
give him an update, yeah.
There's a battle royale going down on table number 3 between Cole Gibbons and Melissa Shabazi, currently at 8-7.
Melissa's on the 8 ball. Got a tough shot, it looks like.
Tyler's back at the table right now. He's looking to either masse around the 2 or maybe jump the 2. The problem with jumping the 2 is the likelihood of flying the cue ball off the table is very likely. Tyler's body English was screaming at the 1 ball to stop, but it kept on going and left Joey with a straight-in shot on the 1 and an angle to come out for the 2 ball.
Looks like Cole just won that game. Alright, Joey Chen's got a nice angle to get on the 3 ball.
He got straight in, which was not exactly where he wanted to be. Now he doesn't. He might have to draw back a bit to make the 4 either down table or into the side pocket. He really had not much of an angle there.
He's, looks like he's playing it for the corner pocket. Well, opted for the side. That's tough. It's tough side pockets.
It's a tough side pocket. I'm not sure he would have liked that 5 even if he got the 4 into the side pocket. In any case, he came out with the 4 and the 8 both on the bottom rail. So what Tyler was looking at right now is the line leading into that 8. He might try and play the 4 up table in a two-way shot, making the 8 or attempting the 8.
Yeah, and if he misses the 8, he should at least stop the cue ball.
He might be looking to cut the 4 into the 8 right now.
Using that 4 ball to stop. Using the 8 ball to stop.
See, he did play a two-way, play the bank and leave it there, but if he made the bank, the 5 ball, a tough shot.
Chemo, table 2. Sorry, 3. Fail for doing chemo, table 3, rank 7.
We're freaking great.
Tyler can see that 4 ball straight in, right into the pocket. He's just looking to see what angle he wants to come into the 5 in order to get an advantage going into the 7. He wanted to spin out, but it came a little bit short. He's begging the cue ball to stop at this point. He might be able to draw back, even though that side pocket is big. He'll draw back to give himself a bit of an angle on that 7.
I think he might look to come in between the 8-9, spin back.
Between the 2. Proceeds off the floor, offset all the added money. So come support the people who support you. 1 ticket for 5, 5 for 20.
He's got the ideal angle to draw back and wants to maybe get down to the second diamond where his finger's pointing right now.
On the table next to us, Oscar Dominguez is leading Juan Ramirez 7-2. But you gotta make that 7 first. Keep on thinking about the 8, miss the 7, and you're not at the table. Doesn't matter what lead you have.
Joey's got a shot in the side pocket.
And he cut that short.
That's short.
He may have left a shot for
think
Tyler.
he did.
In fact, you know, if Tyler plays this correctly, he can shoot the 7 in, come around 3 rails for the exact same spot he is, pretty much.
Yeah, he can go all offense here, or he can
Park it behind
park
the
it
8.
behind the 8s and the 7 ball to the other side of the table.
And he was looking at that 3 rail. He wants to split the rails in half.
Looks like he's
Center, center, center.
yeah, he's
come
drawn
on.
to
1, 2, 3, and he overdrew that.
play short side.
Well, even for short side, he can make it. It goes underneath
goes,
that 9 ball. And if he makes it, anywhere on the table is fine for that 9. Just control it. Perfect. Cut it. And he gave himself an angle that allows him a little bit more room over that side pocket. That's ideal to be able to shoot. You're close to the rail, but you have more room because the pocket's right there. And
Cut that in
that's
nice.
game. Tyler Styer up 4-3.
We have a battle on table 8, Bobby Yamasaki and Justin Marks. tied up 5 apiece. Ooh, table 16, double hill match. Amir Shoshan and Art De Leon.
Safety.
Tyler breaks, and at this point it seems like he left himself with a 1-9 combo. At least he'll take a hard look at it, because it gives him an advantage at the table. It's not exactly what he wanted to be, but it gives him an advantage at the table.
He went for the combo. I think Joey can see this this 1 ball, but not sure what he can do after it.
I'll tell you why at this point
Look for Tyler to use the 4 ball as a blocker here. Executed very nicely. Very nice kick by Joey. Tyler's gonna maybe bank this cross side or play for the save. Looks like he's gonna use the 9 ball and 4 as blockers. I can't tell from the angle of the commentating booth if there's a window between the 9, 2, and 3. Joey will let us know here real quick if there is. No, he's going to the air. Lost the cue ball in the side pocket. Ball in hand for Tyler. Shot here is going from the 3 to the 4 ball. If he can get in relatively straight on the 2, just basically a little stop shot right now. And, he can drag, draw, or stun this the 3 ball over for the perfect angle. Wants to give himself enough of an angle where he can actually draw it or stun it over to the rail and come underneath the 9. He does not want to hit the 9. The steeper the angle he has, the easier it is for him to maneuver the cue ball around.
And he's looking to see if he wants to 3-rail it under the 7 after he hits the floor, or maybe come straight across for that 5 ball. And sometimes you have to take a tougher shot, but try and avoid traffic that way. See, he drew to the rail, he knows his speed, and he says, I'll come underneath that 7 to the 5 ball. That's what he's looking at right now, how to avoid the 7. That's all he wants to do. The 4 is pretty much a given.
It's going to have to draw over to the side rail and back out to the middle of the table.
Tried to come underneath that 6, but there wasn't much room between the rail and the 6. Now, the 9 ball is impeding his progress to that corner pocket, so he might actually have to play safe here. He doesn't like the result, but he's looking at his options.
You're gonna have to leave. You have to leave.
Kicking me out?
Yeah, you're next on deck.
All right, guys, I'm stepping away.
Drew Rodriguez, Jason Mary, table 9. Drew Rodriguez. Come get your rack, table 16. Fu and Phil Prentice.
Kind of
table
looks like
16.
he's shooting
Fu and
into
Phil.
the
Even raise
side
to 7, come get your
pocket
rack.
or playing the safe out behind the 7. It's a risky shot because if he mishits it just by a bit, he leaves that 6 on.
Wow.
He got it. He calculated the table speed and got it.
Yeah. Great shot there. Especially on this fast table, it's really hard to really have that touch to execute it. What Joey needs to do is anything with ball in hand is better. Oh, he touched it. Good hit.
And hit the 7.
It moved. And he left him tough. Wow. That was the best thing that could have happened for him. It barely moved.
Joey tends to play fast. Sometimes works out for him, sometimes not so much. Tyler
Absolutely.
seems to be a bit more of a slow player, takes his time, looks at his angles, but he just spit that 6 ball out of that pocket.
Yes, tough. Whenever you're jacking up like that, queuing off the row, and you have only a little bit of angle, not too much angle, it's hard to decide whether you want to follow through on that ball, like just follow forward, or spear it in. We have a tendency to spear it in because we usually deliver a more accurate stroke whenever you're hitting it with a smoother delivery. Wow, what a shot there, huh?
Beautiful. And with a perfect angle to make that 7 float into the center of the table for that 9.
Absolutely.
Just like that.
Joey's playing pretty good.
He is. He's playing well. Again, it just seems to be that speed is an issue, but other than that, he's playing well.
Nice game there. Well deserved after making a good hit. So we got 4-4, side by
4-4.
side, just like they left Texas.
Ray and Nelson Styer, table 17. Ray
If you don't
and
recognize
Nelson
the
Styer,
voice in the
table
booth with
17,
me,
raised to 7. Come get your rack.
it's our tournament director, Oscar Dominguez, of his win on table number 2, came to help with the commentating.
Jason.
He wears many hats on this tour. Many hats.
Yeah.
Jason.
Babysitter / rack checker / tournament director,
Commentator,
hit caller, all the above.
banner, putter upper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Speaking of banners,
Ah, yes. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Tony Rodriguez Remax, Gold Coast Realtors from Ventura, California.
oh wow, good break there by Joey. More controlled, and you know what? He didn't exactly get a good layout considering how well he hit that cue ball. but he does have a 2-for-1 shot here. He can play the corner and the 2 at the same time. It's kind of like a, or you can play perfect position and play the 2-for. But I like, God,
I like spinning into the 9. You might hit the 9 in, and in any case, leave the cue ball down table for that 2. The problem is that the 3 is blocking the pocket right now.
Yeah.
So even if he gets underneath that 2, it's not the best place for him to be. He might want to park it center table after.
he's going for the 1-9.
Yeah, he is. Oh, he went for it directly. He said, if I miss it, I'm underneath the 9 ball. But he might have left the edge of the 1 ball for
Yeah.
Tyler to hit.
Here, Tyler's got a lot of people don't know much about Tyler. He's actually in the Beloit, Wisconsin area. He's I'm not sure if he's house pro, but definitely a house player for the Carom Room, where the big match is coming up next week, I believe. Yeah, next week with Dennis Arculo and Scott Frost, where they're playing for 200,000, 100,000 ahead. And Tyler, that's his home room, owned by Dan Coles. I've never been there, but I've heard nothing but great things about that room. And Larry Neville's a house pro there, and Tyler's a top junior player. And
One of the new young guns on
absolutely.
on the Mass West tour.
Yeah, now this is he took a flight out here. He said he wanted to play one of our events. He gave me a call. I said absolutely, you're more than welcome. And
Here he is on
Here
the
he is.
streaming table.
yeah, good kid too. Real good kid. Wow, Joey went ultra aggressive on that shot.
Both of them did. Tyler tried to hit the 1-3 and get to safety in the process, and then Joey did the same thing. He tried to hit the 1-2 ball, and again left Tyler with a less than desired spot.
Yeah, he got pretty fortunate there. I mean, that was a high risk, low reward shot. Obviously, if you make it, sure, you look like a genius, but even then, you don't know where that 1 ball's going to end up. I think Joe was a little rushed his decision there on going aggressive. But Tyler's got a good opportunity here to... he's got to be very careful here.
I think he's looking to see if he can park the cue ball right underneath that 2.
I
He
don't
wants
like
to
it.
feather it. I don't like it either, but that's what he was looking
I
at.
don't like him shooting it full here. I hate it.
See,
I don't like
he
it.
tried to park it right underneath that 2,
yeah,
and
yeah.
because of that, he shot the 1 too wide. It came into the side pocket.
The problem is with that shot, I'll tell you, Ashi, whenever you're playing safe, you always want to play safe to a position where if you don't play safe, you're really not in danger of selling out or losing the game. Now, he got very fortunate there that Joey missed that side pocket ball, because if he makes it, he's in business. He can get rolling. So that's why I rather thin the 1, like he originally thought, and
come up
leave and come
table.
up table, because the 1 ball is going to be on the short road. There's really no immediate danger to mishitting that shot.
And Tyler's looking at spinning off 2 rails, avoiding that 8 and coming down to the 2.
Yeah, that's a tough
Ideally,
shot.
that's what he would like to do, but you have to load it with so much speed
he's
that
gonna
he might
punch it.
just draw back and punch it
Yeah.
to where he is right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right, Ashi. Put it back to where he is now, and
Take the shot from the middle of the table.
a lot of times whenever you feel, especially when you're queuing off outside the pocket or off the rail, you're limited in your queuing.
And
Tyler
Tyler
shot a very experienced shot there, considering he's only 18, 19 years old.
Juan Ramirez, table 13. Juan Ramirez,
A little unfortunate there, but
It seems like he cleared the
5, right?
the 5. You can see the 3. He's looking at actually hitting it very shallow to come into the shorter opening for that 4 ball. He doesn't want to get behind the 8 for sure. So he doesn't want to run into the 6. He doesn't want to run into the 8. He might take a shorter shot and come very flat to the other side of the table.
Well, and you normally don't want to run into the 6, but I think the balls are close enough to where he can utilize a 6 to guarantee himself a position to shoot at the 4 with a little bit of low outside English. A lot of times
He looked at that. He
Yeah.
looked at that, but I think the 8 is scaring him. So He's going to try and
Ah,
shoot
the
a little
precision.
flatter, yeah.
That's
It's unfortunate because he got to the 50-yard line. He's in between.
now he's got to decide to go for the superhero bank withdrawal or
The superhero
Yeah.
bank with try and make the 9. That's another option for him,
that's a
yes.
suicidal shot.
Yes,
my friend.
that's everything.
That's a mad at your money shot.
Yes.
But I think he's going to lay up, bank the 4 ball right around the neighborhood of the 5.
And stop the cue ball right
you can
there.
stop the cue ball, or you can follow it a little bit behind the 9. I agree with your assessment of stopping the ball there, or just stopping it in that line and drawing the cue ball over. But these kids nowadays, they're like so gun-ho, they're so fearless. Yeah, he's shot a pretty...
Well, he left Joey with a shot. See, he tried the 2-way. He tried to put it behind the 9 and put the 4 ball in the middle of the top rail. But he shot both of them short, leaving Joey a long shot, but an available shot on the 4, which all he has to do is make it come up for that 5.
Oh boy, he hit it bad.
Yeah.
He hit it bad.
And he knows it too. His body language says it. He just
Joey's-
took his glasses off and
It's like, wow.
slumped back in his chair.
Yeah,
He's
he's like, what?
rubbing his eyes, yeah.
Well, he's like, where in the hell did I aim? I thought I was aiming at the hole and I aimed straight at the rail.
I hate it when those pockets move.
They do, don't they?
Yes, absolutely. You aim right at the pocket and it moves.
Yeah. That's a good shot by the kid. Good
Tyler
control.
sticks it to the 9 ball, good control on the 4 ball. The only problem is that even if Joey doesn't hit it and he gets ball in hand, I don't think that the 4 clears
No, it
down
doesn't.
table.
It
So
doesn't.
he might try and 3-foul him by putting the cue ball on one side of the 6 and the 4 on the other side of the 6.
Yeah, but here's the key though. What Joey should not do is actually
Go for it.
don't
Right?
go
He
for it.
should-
Just
don't go
tie
for
up,
it.
try and tie up the 5 ball. Put the 5 ball on the opposite short rail.
That's what I thought too. But Joey,
Oh, look at this hit.
yeah, and like you said, you know, the kids today are gung-ho, they're playing aggressive, so Joey's going for it. I also think
Very
he's
great.
a bit frustrated. The score is at 4-4 right now. Joey has been playing fast and aggressive, and he's frustrated, so he's going for the all-out shot, the hero shot, as he
Yeah.
called it.
This kid's so pure in his delivery. It's got fantastic fundamentals.
Reminds me of Bo Runningen,
Yes, exactly.
both in style and play.
Yeah, and stature as well. They
Yes.
got the long arms, long forearms, very lanky.
Tall,
Followed
lanky.
at table 11, Nyan.
I don't know what they feed them these days.
Yeah, all those cheeseburgers they be eating nowadays.
Especially on the road, right?
Yeah.
That's the manna of every road player's cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that is how pure he's delivering the cue. Nice shot.
Beautiful shot. Now all he has to do is stop the cue ball or follow a bit forward, and he's right there for that 9 ball.
It's nice to see the younger generation here really developing into strong players. You got Chris Byers, Chris Robinson, you got Cole Gibbons, and Tyler, young gentleman here we're watching.
And a lot of them play on the tour. Chris
Yeah.
Robinson has been here many times, and
Cole from Portland comes down every event he can. Same with Chris. I mean, it's a lot of. It's nice to see the younger generation play. You know, it's a beautiful thing. And we got a scoreline of 5-4 for Mr. Styer. He's and we got another sponsor of ours, Mr. James Hanshoe, Hanshoe Custom Jump Cues. Just talked to him yesterday. He's over at the Side Pocket Open. Big shout out to James if you're watching.
hi James.
And
Heard you make one hell of a jump cue, which
Yes, he does.
Oscar plays with, right? You play
Yeah.
your jump cue, one of them.
Yes.
The long one is a James Hansen.
oh yeah, I forgot to talk to you. We'll talk about that
We'll
later.
talk about that.
Yeah. I've been. Oh, what a great break! I've been in a daze the past couple of weeks. You know, with the wife being pregnant, I'm just like a chauffeur, and
Oh, of course.
I'm
pickle bringer.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw. Those of you who don't know, Desiree is pregnant and is craving pickles. So I saw her scarfing down a whole little bowl of pickles earlier.
Pickles and mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is the thing. Yes. At least it's not pickles with chocolate, you know.
Oh yeah, pickles and mac and cheese.
And on a couple of occasions, Desiree had to excuse herself and leave because she wasn't feeling too good. She's feeling a bit sick. In the meantime, Tyler got the one on the break. Sorry, got to see the one on the break, but he couldn't make it in. So he parked the cue ball behind this wall of 3 balls, leaving Joey to think about the 3-rail bank kick into it.
Yeah, he really put him in a pickle here. If you don't like the kick here, I really like tying up
balls. Exactly, 4-7.
4-7's easy.
And give something to for Tyler to think about. That's exactly right.
Especially a young kid like him. See, I'm vicious. In my mind, I see a young kid. I see lack of experience. So what I try to do is I tie up the 3-5
and let him think about it.
And let him think about it. The thing is, you want to neutralize these gun ho sharpshooters, and it's and this is where my experience pays off, and that's why the guys who win keep winning, because they have experience more than I do, and vice versa. Look at this hit. Wow. Unbelievable hit.
And Tyler acknowledges it by tapping the table.
Wow, Joey's hit like 3 balls. He actually kicked a ball out of 1 ball down table earlier. I was in a match and I saw him kick and he hit it great. Then he kicked the 3-railer, now another 3-railer.
And he did, however, tie the 7 and 4.
Excuse me.
So all Tyler has to do is think about getting from the 3 to the 4. He doesn't want to overshoot that, or else he won't have an angle.
Absolutely.
He has to be very careful. He's looking at the 2 now. What does he want to be on the 2 to hit the 3 to be able to see the 4?
If you stop the ball or put like a 2-inch draw on this 2 ball, and you can shoot a stop shot on that 3 ball, he would actually have a perfect angle to cut the 4 in the corner. Even though it's a little steep of an angle, it's a guaranteed angle, and he can let the cue ball run a little bit. Now what he doesn't want is to go over the 3 or under the 3, because if you do that, then you're in trouble. Then you have to go up and down, or you have to use a rail.
And shooting over the 5 isn't helping him.
I don't like that.
He shot over the 3, and I don't like that either, because a little bit of an angle here, and then he can't see the 4.
Yeah, this is tough.
He has to punch it into the rail and come out. And that's probably what he's going to do. He's going to try and float off the rail and miss that 7 and come out to that 4 ball. See?
It's too tough. It's too tough.
Yeah, and that's why he missed the 3. He had that on his mind as he was shooting.
I mean, he played it very well considering the situation. However, I feel like he kind of got a little bit of tunnel vision. Like he had that shot in mind from the beginning, and he didn't really look at other options. That's a big mistake among.
Do you like hitting the top rail now, spinning the 3 in, and then coming up table into the 4?
Oh, I would never shoot that, but I like to hit it really fat with high English, just a high center ball, and the cue ball would actually end up pretty close to where it's at now. I mean, it ended up working out. I mean,
yeah, he drew off it straight in, and that is in essence the angle that Tyler needed earlier in order to see that 4.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
Yes. Clip the 6. It still leaves him the 5. If he makes the 5, he floats again into the middle of the table with a shot in the 6. Just has to take his time. He's queuing a bit over the 6.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and that queuing over the 6 may have cost him the shot just now.
I'm going to predict that Tyler will send the cue ball behind the 7 and the 5 ball behind the 9 on the short rail. Yep.
That's what he's looking at.
I hadn't really known much about Tyler until recently. He played a big money match with a good friend of mine, Chris Robinson. And they played at Derby City and they played in St. Louis. He played twice, and Chris played unbelievable to beat him. But what I did notice is that Tyler's got such an incredible offensive game. He's got a very bright future ahead of him. I hope he sticks with it, whatever he does. You know, obviously I hope he stays in school and finishes his career, but he's got a very bright future. And
How well did Joey hit that 5 ball just now?
with inside too.
With inside too, and clip the 9 just to come in. Look at that.
Wow.
He's shooting, like I said, he's shooting very well. I think it's either fatigue or being a bit nervous that's costing him easy shots.
Well, he knows the kid who plays good too, and it's always a lot of pressure to play against somebody you're really not comfortable with, you're not familiar with. It's the first time Tyler's in California, I believe, or second time, and Joey's.
Melissa goes to 8, Bob goes to 7, come get your rack.
Oh Jesus!
No, he mishit that by almost half a diamond and came dangerously close to the top corner pocket.
Oh boy, that's going to leave a mark.
And this is a tester for Tyler. Does he want to try and spin it in? Does he want to bank it up? Does he want to play a safety? It's a tester.
It is a tester. I agree. He's kicking at it.
He is looking like he wants to kick it into the corner pocket. He might want to kick it only because coming off the short rail will spin the cue ball back up in case he misses.
This is
But it's for all the marbles. I don't know if I'd kick at it.
No. I play the 4 railer in the same corner. I mean and send Whitey back where it's at, or in the opposite corner. Excuse me. Oh man, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But he hit it pretty.
He hit it well. The cue ball is traveling up table, but the 9 ball got kicked out. So I have to ask, by the way, for those of you who don't know, we have a teddy bear sitting here in our broadcasting booth. What's with the teddy bear?
It's good luck.
Ah, yes. Good luck, teddy bear. I love you.
Look at this. 2 misses in a row. Very bad misses by Joey, and 2 very good safeties.
And he's looking into cutting it in. Tyler went to check out the angle for cutting that 9 ball in. I think he's getting frustrated. He wants to end this match. He wants to make sure he doesn't get into the pocket, and he went to look at the angle. Loading it with outside English, he's trying to cut it in.
He's going to make it. I'll tell you why after. He hit it so good.
And he leaves it relatively safe. I'd love those young guys, you know. If I had them, I'd play pool or something.
Tyler's one of the few certified instructors for CTE, the aiming system, CTE Center to Edge, which was developed by Stan Shuffett out of Kentucky. And Stan's had quite a few very famous players as his students. And Tyler's one of the certified instructors because he learned with them for an extended period of time. And it's a very, for me, it's a little unusual of a system. But a lot of people swear, what a hit.
And he hangs that 9 ball in that pocket.
Wow.
I heard that very 2 tough table mechanics set up the pockets on this table.
No, we didn't do this one.
No,
not this one.
Not your work.
Not my work.
Somebody said that this table has been quote unquote Dominguez'd.
Yeah.
Meaning those pockets are tight and hard to cheat.
Yeah, they're snug. They're snug. So we got 6-4, favor Mr. Styer. A lot of good matches, couple of matches around the room. We got Jason Crissell up 5-3 over Cole Gibbons. We got Kimo Molina down 5-3 to Dale Cadoon, excuse me. On table 4, we got Tress Kane over Foch Garcia 2-1. And on table 5, we got Chino Reyes from Las Vegas. Just starting his match with Art De Leon. On table 6, good match here. Ramil Gallegos against Mike Boyd, and it's 2-2.
And this is a surprise because if I'm not mistaken, Beben Gallego lost in the first round.
He did lose.
I think so. So he's playing the losers round, his second match against Mike Boyd.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. And then we got Jonathan Albe against Jason Piao, excuse me. Albe's up 6-5. Bobby Yamasaki is down to Justin Marks 6-8. Justin Marks is the gentleman who just won that big one pocket match. If you guys have been following the Facebook thread of John Barton, the case maker. So Justin's, I guess, a little pumped up right now. Drew Rodriguez up over Jason Mary 4-2. Mr. Martnow down to Alex Agalaga 3-2. Nayan over Peterson.
Nayan, yeah.
3-2. Melissa Herndon trails Bob Joss 2-1.
It just started.
Oh, it just started,
yes.
yeah. And then Reed Fleming up 3-2 over Mr. Ramirez, Juan Ramirez. Two locals going at it, 7-6 in favor of Ken Johnson over Steve Akins. Ramin Bakhtiari against Damian Redmond. Those are two semi-pros going at it.
And Ramin seems to be down 6-4.
And Phil Prentice, who was in the booth just now, that just started his match and is up 3-2 over Fu Long. Ray and Nelson Coyle starting, and Tony Castro on the hill over Mike Robinson. And DC over tied at Brendan Terrace, just started. And Jason Hindorf versus Kirk Jewell.
4-2.
4-2. So you guys can check out all the live scoring on MesWestStateTour.com. And here back to the action. A good safety by Mr. Styer.
I like the way Joey came across the two. He didn't hit into the two. He opted to spin it so that he could get a better angle on the cue ball afterwards, leaving the two to hit and stay in the place. In fact, he hit it behind the floor. He got fortunate on that shot.
One of the good things that you mentioned is that you made a good point just now, Ashi, is that you can opt to hit a lot of balls full in the face or slide across the ball. And I'm a big student of the kick safety games, and that's probably my strong suit as a pool player myself. And what Joey did is called expanding the angle. It's a 3-cushion billiard term. So when you're expanding the angle, you're coming into the path of where you're spinning from, because everybody knows whenever you come with like running English, very unfortunate roll for Mr. Styer there. You can come at certain angles, and it's easier to judge, in my experience, what angle you're going to come off if it's a more natural spin instead of hitting it flat with no English. But that's neither here nor there. But regardless, Joey made a legitimate effort into creating separation between the cue ball and the object ball, and he got rewarded
By spinning it.
Yes.
And coming grazing the two ball rather than hitting it face on.
Exactly.
Ooh, that 3-ball decided they wanted to go after all, but he left himself quite a tough cut on that 5-ball.
Yeah.
Which again, sorry, I didn't see the 4. I apologize. I thought that was the 8 with the sliding.
That's still a lot tougher shot than what it needed to be. And he hit it with the right speed. He's hitting the balls with the right speed. It's a smooth delivery. Oh, he's got some trouble here.
Yeah, he's looking maybe to come high, spin it quite a lot, come high and shoot the 6 into the side. That's what it looked like he was pointing at, but it came much shorter than he wanted to. He wanted to a foot more. So he's pointing to where he wanted to go.
Now he's got to play the cross side on the bank. I don't think he's got much else of a choice.
And leave the cue ball there. Stop the cue ball, cross bank.
It's a shot to win, so you have to shoot it.
Especially on the 6-ball. I mean, he tried to cut it in.
Oh boy.
Now, the thing is, once again, he got a bit lucky.
He got very lucky.
There's Tyler on the top rail looking at an almost straight-in shot with a 7-ball tied up on the rail.
You're forced to draw it about 1.5 to 2 feet and play the cross side on the 7.
It seems to me maybe he's going to try and park the 6 underneath the 9 and bring the cue ball out.
That's a good shot.
Looking at that.
No, he's cueing low, so he's gonna rip it.
Trying to rip at it at 100 miles an hour. That's exactly what he tried to do. And
How
he
much-
tried to create an angle, and there's none there.
How much strokes does this kid have? Good lord, did you see how much action he put on that cue ball? I mean, it just zipped right back. Now Joey's got ball in hand, and he better run out here if he wants to win this match. He has to run out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You gotta run out
He
here.
has to bring it within one game.
Yeah, or else you're in trouble.
He stayed down perfectly on that shot.
Good
Stayed
shot.
still. Good shot. Beautiful line to the 9. Bring the cue ball along the landing strip. That puts Joey Chin at 5 to Tyler Styer at 6.
Can I get you something to drink, Ashi?
Yes, thank you. There's a cup there, Diet Coke. And that
Diet
would be
Coke?
Fine. Yes, thank
Anything
you.
else?
Nope. Thank you very much for offering. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Fast and Loose Designs at fastandloose.com. Best pool apparel anywhere, and if you meet Chris Santana, he's one of the nicest guys around. Tyler Styer to break.
Nacho, Jose Torres, Nacho.
Tyler
Jose,
lost a
table
bit of
18,
control
race to
of the
second
cue
turn.
ball, and in the process also tied the 3, the 7, and the 8 ball on the right-hand side of the table. Sorry, I can't tell if it's the 8 or the 4. It might be the 4 ball that he tied. The 3, the 4, and the 7 are tied on the right-hand side of the table. So this will become a game of who can be the first to open those balls up or be able to play a safety behind them. That may be the reason why Tyler opted to play a safety behind the 5.
There you go, my man.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. All
So
right.
Tyler just played the safety behind the 5 because those 3 balls are tied up. Joey's looking at the 3-rail kick again. He got lucky with it twice before. He says, why not? I'll go for it again. 1, 2, 3, right into it.
Yeah, that's great separation, good distance. As long as you don't give up ball in hand, I mean, there's really the best thing you can do.
Especially with 3 balls tied on the rail. The likelihood of you selling out is less likely at this point. Tyler was going for it and missed his shot. He was actually looking at the 2, wondering where he wanted to stay, but he got lucky because he parked that 1 ball on the top rail. Now, the thing is this, depending on how aggressive Joey is right now, he might try and spin the
And run
1
into
ball
him.
in and run into them
Oh,
because the
okay,
2 is in the middle of the table.
Yeah, you're
now,
right.
we're saying no, but you know, he's been doing that. He's been playing very aggressive the entire match. He's taking the safer route.
That was the right shot.
Leave Tyler something to think about. Separate the balls in 2 directions. Leave Tyler something to think about. I said at the beginning of the match, because of the position of the 3, the 4, and the 7, this will become a chess game as to who's the first that can open them with a shot and gain an advantage. Right now, that's why they're playing safe, one after the
Yeah,
other.
this is going to be a long chess match right here. This is a very critical game in the aspect that the difference between 7-5 and 6-6 is massive
In a race tonight,
in a race. And,
Joey knows it. The last thing he wants to do is open those 3 at this point. It did leave Tyler a shot on the 1 ball. It passes the 6, and he might go for it, and in the process, play it safe on that 2 ball.
yeah, I agree. Oh, He got away with it,
ball,
though.
yeah, he did. He's thinking about that 2-ball, and he missed the 1 ball.
I think he's trying to do a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
He wasn't really sure what he wanted to do with the 2-ball. Or he just missed it. One or the other. It could be just a mishit and call it a day. So,
Well, we have ourselves a match. See, that's what I didn't think that Joey wanted to do. Yes, he had to hit the 1 ball there, but he really didn't want to open that cluster yet.
you know what, Ashi? I think he did. I'll tell you why. Because he knew he was going to play a decent safe on the 1, on the short row, leave nothing for Tyler, and at the same time he can open up the game for himself in the future innings. That's what that shot's called, just like predicting the future. Like, you know you're probably going to get a better shot than what you have now, and break them up. Why not? Open up the game a little bit. Move around the furniture. Kind of put more pressure on your opponent, because he's like, okay, now he can do something. Whereas if the balls are tied up forever, there's absolutely no pressure on him, because he says, I can never lose this game. Now, Joey didn't have a good angle to get up table, so now Ashi, I think a little 1-pocket shot here.
Yes, I thought so too. And, you know, it's a 2-way. He makes it great, and he doesn't. He parks it behind the 9. That's exactly it.
It's a good shot there. Really good shot.
I see you bringing out your jump cue at this point, but I'm not sure if he'll do that. No, there you go.
Yeah,
He's going for his jump cue.
Yeah, he's going for air.
Because, you know, the likelihood of the cue ball flying off the table isn't likely, and he can get the shot. He's jumping, by the way, with his full length cue, but he jumped short.
Go in is what
he
you
wanted that 9 ball. He was willing that 9 ball to go in, and it in fact dropped. If it would have hung there, we would have had a very short rack on this one.
So now you have to follow this 2-ball on the side and run into the 3-7, preferably into the 7, and open up the game a little bit so that you can run out. I mean, this is the best opportunity you have. Scott ball in hand, he can place it at any natural angle he wants. Excellent shot.
Ran
Excellent.
into the 7, but he might have not left himself enough. See?
He did.
Yeah, he can see the 3, but he might not be able to see enough to cut it in. He's going to try and spin it, but I think park it right there. Yeah. He may have just sold out on this
Yeah, he
shot.
sold the farm there.
Yep.
That's a bad roll there.
It is.
You know, from ball in hand there, you should probably lose in that aspect, in that situation, excuse me, but
He hit the 7 flat on, and the 7 barely moved. That was the problem there.
whoa.
Starting with danger, stopped right in time. An inch more, and he'd be behind that 9.
Yeah, because you know these rails are nice and springy, so you have to be very delicate on your spin.
Tyler is one of those players that even if he gets out of shape, he'll get back into shape the next game. He'll work on his line. He'll make sure that he does what needs to be done on the next shot.
Jeez, he's a little. He's a
Adrenaline
little.
is pumping. He's up to a game. He wants to be up 2 games, and you know that backstroke of your arm suddenly gets a lot of power.
He smells blood and he's anticipating.
So again, he powered it down. Perfect shot in that setting.
Perfect. Nice shot, kid. Alright.
When he makes this 9, it'll make the score 7-5. That's a big swing in the race to 9.
And it was Joey's break, too. Wow. That was big.
It was Tyler's break.
Is it?
Joey's breaking now. It's Tyler's break.
That's Joey. Whose break is it? Yours? Okay. Just making sure. turn the back. Yeah, it is Joey's brick indeed. It's a little hiccup there on. Yeah, it is Joey's brick. Yeah, because Tyler played a safe off that first game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is Joey's brick.
Yes, it's Joe's brick. Joe and Tyler both seem to like the left side of the table for the break at this point. God, he hit that with a lot of power. But he lost control of the cue ball. And he didn't make anything on the break.
Yeah.
Left an open table for Tyler.
Too many kisses, not enough.
Love.
Love.
Luck, as the case would be. Too many kisses, not enough love. You know, players all the time beg for love on the table. Come on, just one time, just this time.
Yeah. And then they'll say it the next game.
Yes, the next shot, the next game, yes, exactly.
They'll use their one time. It's like poker players. You use your one time every time.
Every single time.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Well, Joey could not ask for a whole lot. Unfortunately, the 5-ball's tied up, but he's got a chance.
He's got a chance.
He's got a chance.
And the 5-ball, from our angle, do you see if the 5-ball passes the 7 to the right-hand side of the table
No,
now?
probably not. I'd bet against it.
Yes, I can't see from here. I was explaining to the viewers earlier on that we're sitting at a certain angle to the table, so certain shots we can't see exactly the angle that the players see.
Oh yeah.
We're guessing at what they see. He left himself a perfect angle to crisscross the table, come to the back side, and maybe after the 4, if he's on the rail after the 4, break that 5 out.
Yeah, absolutely. Or now he's a little straight.
He's a little straight in. I would have wanted a little bit more of an angle to create something there.
This is an experience shot, my friend. Here, you want to follow down. Just put it in the short rail. Follow down. Oh my God, he broke into it.
Oh, he tried. He tried to hit that 7 coming back up.
Experience shot there is just follow, leave yourself frozen on that short rail, bank the 5-ball down table, stick it right behind the 7, and sayonara Tyler.
It looked like he thought that it may pass the 7 and he was trying to make it, but instead he missed it and left Tyler with a straight-in look at that 5-ball. Unfortunately, Tyler now has to load that 5 with so much power in order to come out of there that he's looking at that 6. He might just have to play a safety on the 6, take a longer shot and play a safety.
This kid, he's got too much.
He's got too much adrenaline.
He's got too much
in his
testosterone in him to be laying up. This kid goes one way, and that's forward.
So look for him to try and make a new pocket down there.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah, there's no way he's gonna lay up. I know these kids. Ashi.
You're right. You're
They
right.
got too much testosterone.
You're
Too
right.
much.
Boom.
They don't have bills to pay yet. Wait until they got bills to pay. And
That's
kids,
when you get the fear
yeah,
in you.
You're like, wait a minute. I gotta play the percentages here.
It's like a medium pizza and a pool player, right?
Yeah.
They both can't feed a family of 4.
Yeah, absolutely. So now when you got bills to pay, you're like, oh damn, I better not show off here, and I better not let it loose. That's a great shot there. What a beautiful hit. It looked really easy there. I know it was like, oh, that was just an easy position. No, that was a hard positional shot to have that control behind that punch.
Once again, he controls it perfectly and gives
Straight
himself.
in. Straight in.
He's got a little bit of an angle, and with this, both players are hitting so hard, he's going to draw back. Let's see, he drew it right back to the table.
I don't like that.
It's not ideal, but with the power that they're playing.
Yeah, I agree. Jeez, wow. All right,
And
Joey.
we have ourselves a match.
Yeah.
Joey puts a 9 in, and we're back to 7-6. This is a match.
That's a
ladies
great
and
match.
gentlemen. Yeah.
2 semi-pro players on our tour. Joey's a local Los Angeles player and cue maker, a great cue maker for that matter. And a lot of people actually don't really know much about you. A lot of people who follow our tour. Ashi Flasher?
Fatchler.
Fatchler.
Yeah.
a photographer extraordinaire. So
Thank
if
you.
you've seen a lot of Billiards Digest articles, a lot of Inside Pool Magazine when that was in business,
Pool and Billiards
Pool and Billiard
magazine.
Team
Magazine.
number 8,
Um,
Ernesto.
I was mentioning to Ramil Gallego, I saw him earlier outside, and I said, the first time I saw you and shot your photos was in 1999. He says, that's when I came to the U.S. for the first time. So I've been around the business for quite a long time. The business has changed over the years. You know, magazines have less distribution, less money, less budgets for full-time photographers. So I don't shoot as much of the tours as I used to. But if a tour is local and I have the ability to go out and support it, I'm happy to do it. And then I'll offer the photos to the magazines who will publish them. And we have gotten photos from the MESA tour in the past in Billiards Digest and AZ Billiards and online.
Yeah, the
and
Jay Swanson Memorial.
Yes,
You did
the
a
Jay
great
Swanson
job with
Memorial.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, that was at the same location that we are at right now. Last week was the Swanee, the Jay Swanson Memorial, and that brought a lot of pro players and semi-pro players, yourself including. You were defending the last year's title. You got second, right?
Yeah,
You came in second at that tournament. So, absolutely, I love following pool. I've done it for quite a long time, and people who know me on the scene. They've seen
Yeah,
me
absolutely.
take photos all over the place.
Yeah, I've seen you around a lot. You're always working hard, my friend.
I try. And I commentate when I get the chance. I love doing it. I got a lot of good comments about the commentating that I did in the Swanee and in the MESA tour last time it was here at Anki, and I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. In the meantime, Joey's looking at that 2-3. It looks like the combo is wired, but it's a low percentage shot, so he should be looking at something else. But you're saying the loaded with testosterone, so he might just go for that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, see, he went for it. He went for that combo, but it was such a low percentage, and instead it opened the 2 and opened the table completely. Then no balls tied up. And Tyler is up 7-6. I don't know if that would have been my shot.
That's going to hurt him,
Yeah,
I think.
Tyler's looking for his extension to his cue.
And one of the situations like that is one of the biggest issues, in my opinion, as a player, is if an opponent pushes out to a situation that seems difficult for you, odds are it's going to be very difficult for him. And a lot of times where if you don't see a good opportunity, you don't want to lose the match. You know, you want to make him win the match. And it's, especially if the score line's close, you know, your opponent's feeling some pressure, you kind of want to throw the odds and you kind of want to, you know, just let him make a mistake, really, or hope for a better opportunity.
And in that, I think Tyler has more experience than Joey. He did exactly that. He left Joey to think that a combo is the right shot
Yeah, no
when
shot.
it wasn't.
Not even
and,
close, yeah.
And because of that, he's at the table and Joey isn't.
And because of that, Tyler should win this game. Well, bad position here. Came way short.
He came way short. Do you opt to run into the 8 just as a safety to hold the cue ball there?
No.
Or do you want to shoot the 4 into the side and come around?
Side and come around. Just one rail up with English. Perfect.
Beautiful. Avoid that side pocket.
Now what Tyler needs to do is make sure he doesn't run into the 7 here on the backside, because you can worry so much about coming up and down that you put too much inside and run into the 7. Oh, he went outside. Oh, he had some more angle than I thought.
Again, we apologize because we can't see the exact angle that the player has. So sometimes we're left guessing.
This is a tough shot. Jacked up, queuing over the 9. Not easy.
He missed the exact same shot a couple of racks earlier, queuing over the 9. So he took his time on this one, made sure that he hit it right.
Good shot there.
A little close to the 9, but still you can see a full ball on the 8. Hit it with speed, spin around to the 9. Bottom right corner. A little hard. That's the 50-yard line almost.
Sweet.
I don't know, for all the marbles, if that's what I want it to be.
Yeah, but it's okay. He's
Take
up
a longer
7-6.
shot.
I'll bet on myself here. I'll bet on Tyler too.
You're wrong. Beautiful.
Get out. 8-6.
6. Tyler Styer over Joey Chin.
So this is our last event of season number 3.
I
So
know.
bittersweet.
I know, it's bittersweet. I love the fact that you come to on cue at the beginning of the season and then you come at the very end
Yeah.
of the season. All the players have now played. The new ones are already veterans of the tour. And it's really nice to sort of seal the deal here. Plus, on-cue has turned out to be a really good venue for you
Excellent.
guys.
It really has. What a great break there by. Why is he
Really.
breaking from the middle though? You're pushing the corner ball out of the pocket.
And he broke
Strange,
dry.
yeah, strange.
A lot of power and broke dry. I don't know if it's just frustration in general, frustration with his break, frustration with what happened in the last match. One of them is laying heavy in his mind, is ticking in his mind, and he's trying things, you know.
Yeah.
But a match is not the time to try new things. It's a time to
Especially in
go
a
back.
tournament setting. Now, if you're playing like a 10 ahead or a race to 40 gambling session, it's okay to try new things. You don't want to, because there's time. You don't have time right now.
No,
Now, what you want to do is guarantee that corner ball, break off the side rail, make sure the balls are racked perfect.
especially at
Uh-oh.
7-6, you don't have time.
Oh.
Oh,
You
that
got
was
lucky there not to scratch.
But you know, I don't know how much of that tube you can see.
Not
It's hard
much.
for us to tell. If he sees the edge of it. There's a possibility that he can't see enough to clear it out of there. He's looking at hitting either on the top rail and one rail kicking into it, or possibly two rails kicking into it, because two rails will stop the cue ball the two ball into the four and bring the cue ball down
Yeah,
table.
absolutely.
Yeah, two rails.
Oh,
But he hit it on the other side, so instead of the two ball sticking there and the cue ball coming down table, the exact opposite happened, and the two ball was left right next to the pocket. What Joey has to do right now is forget all the frustration from the previous games and concentrate on getting somewhere in this one. The three doesn't go into the side, so he's going to either bank it across.
play safe
Yeah, that's
behind
a
the
play safe. Yeah, well, I think he's banking. He's playing aggressive. Yeah, and he overhit it by a mile.
And he's
But
going to get away with it.
he's gonna go get away with it. And the 5 and 3 seem frozen at this point.
This is a very delicate situation here.
Tyler says, "I'm just going to stick all of them together. You can deal with this."
sort this one out,
Yes. I'm a game ahead of you and you're frustrated. That's perfect. I'll let you sort it out and get frustrated. If I was playing this match, this is where I would take a break if I was Tyler. Let him sit and think a little bit about that shot.
You're vicious, aren't you?
I know. Joey's gonna try and leave the 3 there, yes, and bring the 5 in between the 3 and the cue ball.
Good shot. Good shot. Tie up to 6-8. What are you doing? No good.
He's looking to spin it one rail with English into
Soft.
the 3.
Soft spin.
There you go.
You go busted like that.
And he missed.
Now you gotta play safe the other way. I tie up to 6-8.
as a reminder, the 3 foul rule is in effect.
Mm-hmm.
So you can 3 foul someone. And right now it looks like Joey Chin is going for exactly that. He's going to put the 3 behind the 7 and separate the 2.
Oh boy.
Oh, he hit it a bit hard, and he has left Tyler a shot. If that cue ball clears the 7, he wants somebody to look at it, and Oscar's going to go look at that hit. It's very, very close. Oscar rolls that it was a good hit. And Joey is left with a hit right on that rail, with a 3 right on the rail. Now, what he should do is spin the cue ball and allow the 3 to go up table. And he might have hit it a
great shot there.
little too firm. No, perfect.
Perfect. In other news, random news, unbelievable. Congratulations to Ralph Souquet for winning his 22nd Euro Tour
Ralph
event.
Souquet, unbelievable.
22 Euro Tours this man's won. I mean, this man is got to be in his late 40s, early 50s. The epitome of a professional pool player. Ralph Souquet, good friend of mine.
How well did Tyler hit that?
Wow, great
And
shot.
Joey taps the table to acknowledge that. He says, yep, great shot, buddy.
This is the shot here where if you kick it, you're going to cross the 3 ball, and have a good chance of separation. Yeah.
Oh, you did that, but
You got away with it a little bit.
a little bit. The 4 ball may be creating a larger pocket for Tyler right there. Unfortunately, if he grazes that 4 on the way in, he pushes the 4 down rail. So if he can make it straight without touching, he'll do so. He says, nah, not feeling it. I'm going to take a safety, separate the balls. You can deal with it. Joey's going to try and masse around the 4. He has to not clip it on the left. Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of got away with it. He's going to survive another inning. I don't like his shot though.
Right. Do you think Tyler's aggressive enough yet to take a 3-railer around?
He is aggressive enough to
attempt that?
I like him just rolling the 3 ball
Behind, 7, separating the 3
Just
ball,
like
and
that.
so just like that.
That's the way
easy.
you win. That's the way you win.
Sure. In fact, we're right back to where we were earlier on with the safety.
Yeah, that's right.
Tyler may play on Joey the exact same safety he played on him.
Good speed.
Good speed.
Good speed.
Touch it. Perfect.
Joey's fighting hard this game.
Yeah, he is. Because the score is at 7-6, so Joey slowed down just a bit. He sort of realized, hey, my speed's starting to cost me. So slow down just a bit, just enough to see the shots that you need to and play them right. Tyler's a formidable foe at 7-6. He can't make mistakes.
Good shot. Nice control there by Mr. Styer.
What would you like to do now? Would you like to spin the 3 just behind the 7 if you can control the speed?
Oh, I send the cue ball back behind the 8, double spin like that. Just like that. What a hit. What a hit.
Beautiful.
Great shot. Great shot there. And
Now
you know
we've
what?
got ourselves a game.
Joey's going to win this game because of that shot. I'm telling you. I've seen enough pool to see when you put your opponent in a predicament like this, it's a very low percentage to hit it the left side of it so accurately. You see, it's so hard to hit it so accurately. Oh my God.
Wow. can he see that 4? I think he may. Yeah, in between
Wow.
the yes, he can see the 4 between
What a roll.
the 8 and 6.
What a roll.
He can see the 4.
Remember, I mentioned it's so difficult to hit that quantity of ball very thin so that it banks behind the 7.
And
You
instead
always hit it thick.
It over.
He
hit,
overbanked
yeah,
it,
overbanked
and he
it,
slopped
and
it
went
in.
into the pocket. Welcome to 9 ball, JD. Ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about sometimes.
See, that's why 10 balls, in my opinion, is such a far superior game because now your incoming player has the option.
Even the semi-pros sometimes benefit from luck. I'm saying that to all the amateur players who have ever played the game and go, I got lucky. Well, you know what? Even semi-pros get lucky sometimes.
everybody.
Pro gets lucky
Absolutely.
sometimes. That's the nature of that game. It benefits everyone.
Uh-oh.
No, that won't be good. He won't like the results. Remember what you said about Joey winning this match? It's still back on. Joey's at the table. What looked to be a certain run for Tyler, now Joey's back at the table.
I wanted to get exciting.
Sure.
I like the Hill pressure-packed match, safety battle, Hill. I'm just brutal like that. But I think it's a great way to see, people make mistakes. This is inspirational. These guys are great players and they're making mistakes, and it's nice to see them grind and work hard. It builds character.
Yeah. Especially when you're a young player on the tour. This is how you get better, is by playing these seasoned players that not only bring up an ability to make the balls, but to also bring all the experience with them.
What a
Joey
shot.
played an incredible safety. Now, it was a two-way. If he makes it, he's got the 6. If he doesn't, he's got a beautiful safety.
What an incredible shot he just played. Wow. I would never shoot it in a million years. I would cross the ball or play the one pocket bank and slide the cue ball back down table behind
I
the
would have
6-8.
crossed it too. I didn't even see that, to be honest with you.
I would have. Wow. It's a brave shot there. Well executed. He envisioned it and he executed it. And that's the beautiful thing about this sport is that there's no one way to play the game. Anything. There's infinite amount of shots. And it's nice to see the unique personalities and the unique styles of play clash. And Tyler's
Bringing his game.
He's got to really kick this firm.
And he missed.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's unfortunate.
Yes.
He
was playing perfect up until that shot. He hasn't missed anything.
He's been hitting balls very well.
And see, Joey took his break just to let Tyler sit there and stew a little bit about the miss he just missed. Here you go, Tyler. Why didn't you sit and think about the shot you just missed?
All right. Well, shout out to Zan Tips, Mr. Yuyama from Tokyo.
So the best tips on the market.
Absolutely. And our title sponsor, one of our title sponsors, West State Billiard Supply. Brian and Jim and Donnie out there at West State. Big shout out to you guys for your continued support in your 3rd season in a row.
Mention that you've heard about them on the MESA West State Tour.
Absolutely. And CSI, Ozzy Reynolds, Mark Griffin, the team over at CSI. What's her name? Mary Kaufman.
Oh, yeah.
Mary Kaufman also, and Amy Kane. Big shout out to you, ladies and gents.
And we'll take a quick break while the
absolutely.
players are breaking.
Yeah, why
You know
not?
what? Let me ask you a question while we're waiting for the players to come back. It sort of goes to the philosophy of playing and of games.
Josh wants to know if you'll move these balls off of the...
Oh yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay,
Excuse me,
sure.
I'm sorry. Hold
I'll
that
ask
back.
you in
Hold
a
that
second when you come back. We're back. Tyler's at the table, shooting at that 8-ball, but he's stuck to the top rail, which doesn't help, and that 9-ball is on the rail too, so both of these things on his mind right now. He wants to try and smooth it through the 8 and spin a little bit back, and he missed it by almost an entire diamond, and he got lucky. Joey is just feeling sick. He's sitting in his chair and he is just sick. He's like, how bad is my luck?
Try to fold it, it's too thick.
And Tyler makes that 9-ball to win.
Sorry
Tyler,
about that.
you missed. So Tyler missed the 8-ball so bad it went 4 rails around and into the pocket with perfect shape.
So
on that
Joey
9.
missed with ball in hand, or made the ball with ball in hand and got bad on the 6?
I didn't see that. I came in where Tyler was
Oh,
faced
Lord.
at the 8-ball. He's on the rail, and he missed it so bad that he went 4 rails in and then made the 9-ball.
Oh boy.
Let me go back to the question that I wanted to ask you earlier. This is sort of a little bit about